right, man. Dad, I think we can officially say we have made it. We have made it. It's been long months. We have not seen a Saints football game that meant something since December. Okay? Because that Week 18 January game, that didn't mean nothing. But now it's the year where every fan base and every team has a little bit of optimism. However, there's one team down there in Atlanta, Georgia that has some false optimism. Because why?
Because, they sucked last year. They're going to suck this year. They're going to suck next year. I didn't even see who's playing for them next year yet, but I'm sure they're going to suck.
Yeah, probably. Hold up. Let me do this real quick, and then I'll be right with you. But, man, before we get into this game, though, hold up. Okay. Let's do something first. Before we get into this game, or this preview, I should say, let's talk about the state of the NFC South. Okay, so the NFC South games will be the Falcons against the Buccaneers, and then the Panthers against the Jaguars. So even if the Saints do win this game, they can't be number one in the division unless Atlanta and Tampa Bay both tie. Because, since the Tampa Bay-Atlanta game is a divisional game, the winner of that game will automatically be number one in the division after week one. But thankfully, it's just after week one. So, yeah, the Saints, I think they could be second place or third place, depending on what the Panthers do. So, Dad, what do you predict the Saints to be after week one? Do you think they're going to be second place or third place or fourth place?
Well, I predict they will be tied for first place, but it's only week one. A long way to go. And this is a year where we just need to focus on ourselves, Like I told you last week in one of our shows, we're going to find out very quickly how this season is going to go. I mean, we're starting out already. I mean, today, I'm sure we're going to get into the inactives, but Chase Young and Trevor Penning is already down with injuries. So this is the healthiest our team's going to be all season long. So, and, I have questions about our depth on this team anyway. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, if we come out and lay an egg now, it just might be, ready to say good night already.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the Saints, Cardinals inactives. Wide receiver Trey Palmer, the guy that we picked up off the waiver wire, he's not going to be playing. He's inactive. Safety Jordan Howden, he's going to be inactive today. Offensive guard Trevor Penning not playing. Offensive tackle Xavier Truss, another waiver pickup. Defensive tackle Vernon Brofton, he's out. Defensive tackle Christian Boyd, he's out. And defensive end Chase Young is out. And on the Cardinals side of things, they don't really have too much inactives, but they're not the healthiest team either. As cornerback Keitrell Clark is out. Running back Bam Knight, that's running back Barn Knight. Sometimes is that Bam? No, that is Bam Knight. Man, I hate when there's an R in front of the end because it makes it look like an M. But yes, that's Bam Knight. Amazing name. But yeah, Bam Knight is out today. Yep. Bam Knight. Man, Bam's into the end zone.
Let's just call him Bam. How about that?
Yeah. Cornerback Elijah Jones is out. Linebacker Xavier Thomas is out. And offensive lineman Will Hernandez is out. So maybe the Saints could still get pressure up front, depending on who the Cardinals are going to play. But now let's get into this game. Okay? Enough chit-chat. Let's get into this football game. So Cardinals will be at the Saints week 1, 12 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Now, I'm going to give you some keys to watch, and Dad, I want you to give me your keys. So first, key number 1 is Kyler Murray. As Kyler Murray is set to elevate his game to the new levels. In 2024, he had 21 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. So in order for us to stop him, we got to contain him. And he's kind of like the Lamar Jackson type of guy. A guy where he runs, but his throwing isn't the best accurate. So, Dad, what do you think the Saints are going to have to do to stop Kyler Murray?
Gonna have to get pressure on him. Gonna have to contain him because I think he wants to get out the pocket and run the football sometime. So we're gonna have to contain him. And our new Brandon Staley defense is gonna have to show where we spent that money at. I mean, we threw out the old, in with the new, got a whole new scheme. We're gonna have to lock up those receivers, put pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, we need to bring some pressure if we're gonna stop the Cardinals, man. Because a thing the Saints struggled on in the past is stopping mobile quarterbacks. So we're gonna have to see if Brandon Staley can help with that problem. Dennis Allen couldn't figure it out. Aaron Glenn couldn't figure it out. Whoever was here before Glenn couldn't figure it out. Like it's been troublesome since against rookies too, but mainly running quarterbacks. So yeah, we gotta stop him. Now, key number 2, Marvin Harrison Jr. as he begins his encore. In 2024, at 885 yards and 8 touchdowns. So what are the Saints gonna have to do to Marvin Harrison Jr. to make sure that they don't let him beat you?
Definitely gonna have coverage over the top. The safeties are gonna have to, come with their game faces on and really cut off those deep posts that he likes to run so much and Kyler Murray likes to throw.
Yeah. Look, I don't like the Cardinals receiving room. I don't. But however, Marvin Harrison Jr., he was the 4th overall pick last year. So clearly there's something special in this guy. In order for the Saints to beat them, we need Alontae Taylor or Kool-Aid or whoever. I would prefer Kool-Aid on him, personally. I think Kool-Aid's a better matchup for Harrison. We would need that clampers, okay? We can't let him, if he runs inside, we're cooked, okay? Because our linebackers aren't fast enough to keep up with Marvin Harrison. So therefore, we got to play some zone and we got to play some man, okay? Blitzing is fine, but I don't really want to see too many all-out blitzes because if you send a lot of all-out blitzes, Marvin Harrison can just do this and cook you. None of that. Anyways, so, yeah, key number 3, Trey McBride, 2024, 1,146 yards. How do you think the Saints are going to be able to stop Trey McBride?
You got to tackle. You got to gang up. Everybody got to run to the ball. Tackle. Get off your blocks. Come on. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, look, McBride is one of them young superstar tight ends. So in order for you to win this game, you got to be one of your focal point. In fact, I'm actually more worried about McBride beating us than Harrison or Kyler Murray. That's how, young and explosive McBride can be, man. He's at least a top 10 tight end in the league, so you got to stop him. Key number 4, quarterback Spencer Rattler is starting at quarterback, and Kellen Moore is going to debut as his head coach. Kellen Moore has never been a head coach before. This game's going to be his first game coaching from the head coaching role. He's been an offensive coordinator. I think he might have even been a quarterback's coach before, maybe. But Kellen Moore, he was obviously a quarterback playing in college and a little bit in the NFL. Kellen Moore, how do you think Rattler's going to have to do in order for us to win this game?
He's just going to have to not make the big mistakes. I think, Kellen Moore's going to want to run the ball. He's not going to want to throw it around too much just to break the young guy in. I mean, I know it's his second year, but breaking him into this new offense, I think we want to run the ball and do heavy play action when it is time to throw. And, just protect the young guy a little bit while he develops.
Yeah, I think Rattler, in order for him to win this, in order for us to win this game, he has to just play safe with the ball, okay? Don't try to play hero ball. Because I feel like a reason why Rattler won this quarterback job is because he didn't play hero ball. Okay, Shuck sometimes played hero ball. So Rattler, I just need you to play like yourself, okay? The good version. Okay, and then we can maybe win this game. Key number 5. How do you think Kellen Moore's going to use Alvin Kamara? As in 2024, Kamara had 950 rushing yards, which is his career high, and 543 receiving yards. So how do you think Moore's going to want to use Kamara in this offense this game?
I think this game we may see more of running back number 2 and number 3 get into this game a lot and run the ball up the middle. I think they want to save Kamara a little bit for late on in the season. So I expect them maybe to have maybe 10 rushes and 4 or 5 catches, that type of game.
Yeah, I think in order for the Saints to win this game, we're going to have a balanced offense because you essentially have a rookie quarterback start. I know he's in his second year, but he's basically a rookie to this new system and whatnot. So you got a rookie quarterback in there. You got to have a balanced offense. And Kamara starts with balance. Kamara even said it himself. He doesn't want to get all these runs. He wants to have a balanced offense. So I feel like, you run the ball a couple times with Kamara, and then, you see what Rattler's got, man, because you also want to have Rattler be confident, too. You don't want to just run. You want, like, a balanced offense, too. So, yeah, I think, Kamara, I think he's going to be more of that guy where you don't see him too much, but you will see him a little bit. Key 6, we got a new look defense, man. As the Saints have 5 new starters on defense. Today I got a question. How do you think this defense is going to be able to handle the Cardinals?
Son, if I had a crystal ball, I would tell you right now. But just my gut. I think we're gonna have a pretty good defense this year, and I think it's gonna start in this game here. I don't think we're gonna have one of those games that's just unbelievable. We sacked the guy 7 times and 3 interceptions, but I think we'll play solid. I think we'll do well against the run. I think we're acceptable to, giving up a big play or 2, but hopefully we limit those. And, yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, and we are currently 35 minutes away from 12 o'clock, y'all. I can't believe we're already here. Man. Yeah. And key number 7, the Cardinals might have an improved pass rush. They have 4 new starters on their front 7. Calais Campbell, he's back in Arizona. They got Josh Sweat and Dalvin Tomlinson all debuted in Arizona. How do you think the offensive line is going to have to do against that front 7 in Arizona?
Yeah, we talk about the Saints defense, but the Cardinals defense, they have a revamped defense as well. And revamp, bringing in new players don't always mean bringing in, better players. So we'll have to see how that pans out. But the offensive line definitely has to stay healthy, has to get some push, and just has to get it done, man. I mean, it all starts with the offense. When you have a rookie coach, rookie quarterback, and some unproven talent on offense, you need that solid offensive line.
Yeah. Here's what I would do. I would probably double team Sweat and then let Campbell and Tomlinson get one-on-one blocks. Because Sweat, if you watch the Super Bowl, Sweat was the sole reason why the Eagles won that Super Bowl. So, and plus, I think Kellen Moore probably knows how to game plan against Josh Sweat because he had to do it in practice, I'm sure, a lot. So, yeah, I think, I like, us double teaming Sweat and then just don't let Josh Sweat beat you. Let Campbell beat you. Let Tomlinson beat you. Don't let Josh Sweat beat you. All right, and now key number 8. Can they play like first? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the Saints have 4 first-rounders on our offensive line. Cesar Ruiz, Calvin Banks, Talise Waga, and we did have Trevor Penning, but he's not playing today, so that doesn't really matter. So right now we have 3 first-rounders on our line. So how do you think they're going to have to, overpower the Cardinals?
Just play to their strength. I mean, their strength is, getting their physical bunch. So get physical with them. And like you said, the double team on Sweat, you can mix that in here and there, but you can't do that all game long because people will figure it out and they'll, make some adjustments and they'll beat you. So you definitely got to mix it up.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think, our offensive line just has to, they have to play stronger than the Cardinals' defensive line. They have to just play stronger. Like, body them, little boy them, send them to the gym. All of the above. Now, key number 9, return of injured wide receivers. As in 2024, Chris Olave only played in 8 games. Rashid Shaheed only played in 6 games. So how do you think these 2 can do in their first game back in a while?
Definitely. I mean, these are our playmakers. I mean, we need to get the ball in their hands. On a lot of play action, a lot of crossing patterns, and man, let Shaheed take the top off the defense like he does. He loves doing that in the Superdome. I mean,
Yep.
every bomb I can remember in my head is him at the Superdome. So he likes playing at the dome. Let him run, boy. Let him run.
Yeah. Well, I know he had a bomb for a touchdown in Arrowhead last year. Like I think that was either 1 or 2 games before he got hurt. But yeah, I mean, hey, he's basically a Superdome player. And also, this I wasn't planning on talking about this, but how do you feel about them gold jerseys today?
The gold jersey, they breaking them out today?
Yep.
I don't know. I don't like. I'm not a big fan on tinkering around with history like that. I mean, you wear the black and gold. You a black and gold team. Don't bring that little negative juju. And I mean, it might be pretty and might be look good in pictures and whatnot. And I hope it's just a 1 or 2 time thing this year.
Yeah, we'll see. But anyways, all right. Key number 11, the secondary. As the Cardinals have 4 or 5 starters from 2024 return to their secondary. Now, and this is also going to be the second round cornerback Will Johnson's debut. So, how do you think the Saints are going to have to beat the Cardinals secondary? Because a lot of their guys are familiar with their system. So, how do you feel?
We're just gonna have to trust in Kellen Moore and Doug Nussmeier that they have good game plan and that they've scouted these guys as well as they can this week, and we just go out and execute the game plan, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Key number 12, revamped secondary. As the Saints have 3 new starters in the bet. And hold on. So if Alontae Taylor didn't play, because if y'all remember, Alontae Taylor had that groin injury, but it looks like he is playing today. So we only got 3 new starters in the back. So how do you think the Saints secondary is going to have to basically play the entire Cardinals receiving room?
Well, we have some dogs in our secondary, especially that J crew. We got a good J crew back in the safety area. So we got the Jays have to come through for us, and Kool-Aid and Alante, they have to be those lockdown guys that we drafted them to beat, and we're putting all this trust in them, and yeah, so.
Yeah, man. Unfortunately, we're down a J name since JT Gray got cut and Jordan Howden's not playing, so we're down a J name, unfortunately. But maybe the other J's can come through, right? I mean, J is a good letter, right? So maybe. Anyways, yeah. Now, key number 13, quite the front 4. As when I made this, it's going to be Chase Young, Brian Brzee, Carl Granderson, Cam Jordan. But now it's quite the front 3, as it's only going to be Brian Brzee, Carl Granderson, and Cameron Jordan since Chase Young is out. How do you think those 3 are going to have to get take Kyler Murray's lunch money? How do you think they're going to be able to do that?
Well, like I said, this is the healthiest we'll be all year. So hopefully they are ready to go. They're healthy. They haven't played a whole lot in preseason. So I think we'll get after it today. I think Carl Granderson might get him, 2 sacks. Maybe Cam Jordan might get in there for his 1 sack of the year. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, the Saints are just going to have to, their defensive line with Brzee, Granderson, and Jordan, they're going to have to make us forget Chase Young exists, okay? And that's not an insult to Chase Young. That should be a compliment to them. We got to even forget Chase Young's not even playing. That's how good they got to be if we're going to win this game. Because Kyler Murray, like I said earlier, that boy can run. That boy is annoying. I don't know if you play Madden, but the quarterback I hate playing against is Kyler Murray. It's him and Lamar. Those 2, you cannot tackle them even if you wanted to. So please, no. None of that. And last key, James Conner versus Demario Davis. The running back versus linebacker matchup. I think who. Well, it's probably an obvious question, but who do you think is going to win that battle? And if you think it's Connor, even if you think it's Demario, how is Demario Davis going to be able to manhandle James Conner in the backfield?
Man, Demario Davis gonna be on that man like white on rice. Gonna be like stink on poop. That's how Demario Davis is gonna be on that man. James Conner's not gonna be able to breathe today. Watch it. You heard it here first.
Yeah, look, James Conner is a good running back and all, but he doesn't face linebackers like Demario Davis every Sunday. And I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, 40-year-old this, 40-year-old that." Man, shut up. How about that? Okay. Ray Lewis won a freaking Super Bowl his final season, and nobody was giving him flack for playing to that age. Man, I ain't trying to hear that, man. No. I heard somebody say, "Oh, your best player is 40." Okay? First of all, it's not true. Second of all, the Patriots' best player when they were winning them Super Bowls was 40 years old and Tom Brady. Nobody was saying how the Patriots sucked because their best player was 40. And even if Demario Davis, even if you want to consider him our best player, that does not mean nothing. If anything, that's actually how good we are. Because we got Cameron Jordan. I understand he's old and stuff. But after that, who do we got? Kool-Aid McKinstry. He's pretty good. Taylor's pretty good. Pete Warner's pretty good. Chris Olave's pretty good. Spencer Rattler might be good. Alvin Kamara's pretty good. So, just because your best player is a certain age does not diminish how good a team is, okay? I'm sorry, bro. That's just not how it goes. How do you feel about that statement from whoever that guy was?
Ain't nothing wrong with nothing to do with the age of 40. 40 is good, my brother. You're going to know one day.
Yeah, trust me. I think that's a little bias coming from you. But, yeah. But, yeah. But anyways, hold on. Let me see if there's anything else we can go over. Because that was all the keys. Let me see if there's anything else we can go over. Saints versus Cardinals. However, I will say the last time the Saints played the Cardinals was a couple years ago, back in 2022, where the Saints fell to them 42-34. And if you watch the game, you know it was not that close. So the Saints got to do everything opposite of that week. That's the week Andy Dalton threw 2 pick sixes back to back. So you just can't be having that, okay? But anyways, so Dad, what is your final score prediction for this game and who you think is going to win?
I think give me our New Orleans Saints to win this game 26-16.
Yeah, look, hey, like I said last week, or whenever we did our show on Friday, I would love for the Saints to win this game. However, my prediction is Cardinals 30-23. I just think the Cardinals have a little bit of juice. But hey, if I'm wrong, I'll be happy, man. They're talking to Calais Campbell up there. But anyways,
can you come pick up Mikey? He's talking a little crazy again.
Yeah. What?
Okay, thank you very much. All right.
I'm sorry for not being
going with the show.
I'm sorry for not being biased.
Be biased, man. We are Saints fans. We deserve to be biased. That's how right.
That's true, but also I'm also trying to get the pick right too, unfortunately. But anyways, look, like I said, if the Saints win, I'll be happy. If the Saints lose, I'm not gonna be happy. But anyways, Dad, you got anything else about the game? Anything else?
Nope. Just I'm going to watch this game and scout it out to see exactly how we're gonna be this year. Because I'm telling you, it's gonna tell you a lot of how this season's gonna go. We're gonna be in November and December, and remember that Cardinals game? We should have knew then this season was gonna be like this.
Yeah. Yep. Connor says, "Hey boys, Mike, I'll see you in the Saints stream." Yeah. We're about to end this podcast, and then we'll be on after the game to recap the final details. May not be right after, but at some point today we will be live talking either the Saints win or the Saints lose. Hopefully it's the first option. But anyways, Dad, where can they find you?
Find me at Mic'd Up Sports and on Hurricane Mike every week, 3 times a week, doing pre-game shows, post-game shows, pick 'em shows, recap shows. I mean, that's a lot of shows, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Anyway, shout out to Connor for coming through. You can always find me at Hurricane Mike, Kyle Phelps, and Keeping It Real, Who That's Sports Podcast. And Dad, for the first time of the 2025-2026 NFL season, we're gonna leave them as always with a Who Dat and don't be a what?
Don't be a Falcons fan. 0-1 today, my boys. 0-1.
On one. On one.